Sports, and today, first of all, sorry, yesterday we were going to rate Chelsea players, but due to time factor, we could not do it. And hey, here we are. It's not over yet because I think it was a wonderful game because Chelsea did win by 1 goal to 0. Even though it was not so excited in the game for the Blues because up front Chelsea was struggling. I don't know how we will be able to solve that situation, but that is why we are here to rate the players, assess their capability, assess Chelsea's position in the Premier League, whether they will be able to get to top four position or not, because a lot of teams are preparing. What happened to Manchester United? We don't want it in blues, so we just need to go in there and make it a master architect. And if you just join me, remember to subscribe and be part of this amazing community where your opinions and suggestions are highly, highly, highly welcome. Today is a master architect day. Tomorrow Super Cup is coming on your way tomorrow, and we could just be passing with it because Real Madrid will be facing on Frankfurt. You know how we do it. Any exciting game, we go for it. So let's see how this player rating is going. If you join me, let's get on to it. Okay, let me know your opinions and suggestions going into this game, uh, going into this player rating because it's going to be absolutely amazing. Your opinions and suggestions are highly welcome. Timo Werner is off to RB Leipzig. The deal is done. He is going there. 25 million pounds, almost 30 million euro, and it is what it is. He needs playing time, and he can't get it at Chelsea at the moment. Yes, a lot of fans are not actually buying into this. He's going. A lot of fans would have wished he stayed, but it's not okay. Bole have contacted Dijon of Barcelona. He still say he wants to stay at Barcelona, but a lot of information are also saying he's considering a move away from Barcelona. But people think he will choose Chelsea in place of Manchester United. What are your opinions on that, and what are your suggestions? Maybe striker option Aubameyang or Depay, because we still need to go in there and make it. Fofana till second offer has been rejected once again by Leicester City. Maybe third offer will go. Chelsea want know exactly what Leicester need to release Fofana. But let's see how in the coming days how the transfer window will be going. But hey, Saturday, first Premier League game in the season, Chelsea won in the Goodison Park. For 5 years, they've not been able to make it happen in Goodison Park. And last Saturday, they were able to do it, and it was absolutely beautiful. They did it in a style. A penalty kick by Jorginho separated Chelsea from Everton. And hey, you all know how we do it. After every Chelsea game, we come in to rate Chelsea players, and let's go ahead and make it happen because we don't have much time and we don't have a lot of time. So let's go in and make it happen. We all know what happened. The lineup was absolutely in there. The goalkeeper himself, our first goalkeeper, Edward Mendy, was on post on that game. And what do you expect, or what do you think about Edward Mendy' performance on that game? He made fantastic save. He made a lot of saves, particularly in the first half. He did made a save, wonderful one for that matter, and big save from Goodison Park, including one from James Tarkowski header in front in the first half, and Abdoulaye Doucoure in the second half. However, he had issues communicating with the defense for balls in behind. It was always a problem, but I think it wasn't that much necessary. It wasn't that much he didn't do that much as well, but hey, the saves he made was absolutely massive and great. So for him to actually go in and make it a clean sheet, I think is better off to give him 7 out of 10 because got a clean sheet, he got everything he deserved, and let's see how he will be able to make it happen. So Edward Mendy was on point. He was always on point. He was always doing his best. And hey, let's see how this is gonna work out, and let's see how this is going. Because last season he had a lot of clean sheet. The season has just begun. First game with clean sheet. It's not bad enough. It's not bad enough. So, but he can still improve as a goalkeeper. He always do improve. The end of last season wasn't actually very perfect for him. But let's see what the coming new season is going to be. For him to start with clean sheet, I think it has been absolutely amazing. And Edward Mendy, I rate him 7 out of 10. If you think otherwise, let me know in the comment section and let me know what you really think about Edward Mendy position in the last game against Everton in Goodison Park. So this time round, who are we gonna go next to? It might be the Capitano himself, Aspilicueta. What do you think about Aspilicueta performance? Yes, Aspilicueta was the one who played back there. He was the captain of the side as well. He actually captain, and he was playing alongside with Thiago Silva and also Koulibaly. But hey, the Capitano himself was always found he was always found but was covered by Thiago Silva and also Koulibaly. And mind you, he has done a lot and he has just signed his contract 1 year extension for Chelsea. He could have gone to Barcelona, but hey, they need his personality in the dressing room and his personality will do great for the players as well. But let's see how it's gonna be and let's see how things are really going to be for Aspilicueta. But in the game between Everton and the Goodison Park, the Toffees did play a lot of attacking football. Three wings in a forward line with no striker available, despite the positivity of renewing his contract. There are signs that his preseason wasn't the ideal preparation for the new season, with Barcelona trying to turn him to their own. But hey, he signed a new contract and he did perform, but it wasn't the all standard aspect that we used to know. There was a lot of floppy, a lot of balls that he couldn't actually tackle, and Thiago Silva was always there to cover him up. So we didn't really see his flops, but I think generally he didn't perform very well. And for that matter, I'm going to give him 5.5 out of 10. If you think otherwise, let me know because as Aspilicueta in that game, I think he didn't really prepare very well in the preseason because Barcelona wanted him and he wanted to go. He didn't even believe Chelsea could give him another extension, but it did happen. So now he has his first game in Premier League, not really sound, but I think 5.5 is okay for me. If you think otherwise, let me know in the comment section because this is our Capitano and we will always be there for him as well. He is always there for us and his presence in the dressing room will be absolutely amazing. 1 year contract extension. I think, hey, it's a good deal for sure. Let's wait for Fofana. I know his game time will also be reducing as well, but hey, he wants to return and we'll give him another year before. What do you think about that as well? Let's go next to who next one. Who do you think we should be going for in the next page? Because hey, the person the person man has been absolutely fantastic in the back. He has been one of the best centre back in Premier League, and he has been absolutely great for Chelsea as well because Thiago Silva 37 and next month he'll be coming 38 and he still perform at that high level. People still don't understand. And hey, what I don't get is people describe him as the Rick Rose of Brazil. Absolutely. This guy is just a nailer. He's just a master architect of his game. And I think he has been an absolutely amazing. And for him to start the season with a man of the match is absolutely immense. And watch out for his season once again. He's going to be, and he's going to do everything necessary here. If you just think if you don't think that is why, let me know in the comment section as well. But hey, he has been absolutely beautiful, beautiful, and has been the master architect in the defense of Chelsea, the key leader. And because Aspilicueta is leading the captain band, but in the terms of defensive work, I always call him the general in defending because no other person could just be an absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing performance. And for that matter, I'm going to give him 8 out of 10. If you think otherwise, let me know in the comment section because defensively, he was just fantastic, preventing a lot of balls from crossing, just taking balls away from the calmness, the way he takes ball from opponent, and he made a crucial block to stop Timari, Timari Gray scoring early in the second half and cut out another and counter attack involving him and Anthony Gordon. This was absolutely fantastic block from Thiago Silva, and I think hey, 8 out of 10 is not really bad. If you think otherwise, let me know in the comment section because as Thiago Silva was just class, and he was my man of the match as well as he has been the man of the match of the game. So he was absolutely brilliant and brilliant and brilliant. So Eddie said Edward said he would like six. Okay, Eddie think he's six, but he was the man of the match, and he's the man of the match for me. If you watch the ball critical, this guy was absolutely beautiful. But hey, you're entitled to your opinion as well. But hey, I think 8 out of 10 is just absolutely okay for me, but for you it's six. So let's see who was your man of the match in that game. Eddie, let me know in the comment section as well because this is just great and absolutely great. And now we need to move. We're still in defense. Who do you think we are moving next, guys? Because defense back three we played and no other person. The man who made his debut in the first Premier League game in Goodison Park, no other person but Bali. Koulibaly was absolutely a gift to Chelsea. He was a gift to Chelsea. People don't understand. At this guy, we bought him 30 plus. And hey, that was beautiful and that was absolutely great. Koulibaly actually did a lot. He has done fantastic and he has done like great job for sure. And he was great, 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 great when it comes to defending and cut out. He did very well, a lot of cut out from Brighton attack, and he was solid. And in combination of Thiago Silva and Aspilicueta was rock at the back. And hey, in Goodison Park, Everton couldn't actually break this three back. And this is what we are talking about. Now we understand why he says he is not Rudiger. He cannot play like Rudiger. They are of different players, they are of different quality, and hey, they can't be compared to each other. We understand that. And yesterday, last Saturday game was the reason why he said that, and we probably see that this guy is just immensely good, and he did a lot of impressive work at the back. Even covering covering Ben Chilwell, who was actually going just up front and was solid there and later create a penalty for Chelsea was just brilliant. And hey, I'm giving him 6.5 out of 10. If you think otherwise, let me know in the comment section because he really did absolutely beautiful. Like I said, Koulibaly was my man of the match. Give him 7. Okay, so I'm giving him 6.5 and you give him 7. So it's almost the same thing. But I think he did very, very, very well in that game as well. He could have been the man of the match, but Thiago Silva stood tall in the defense and took the man of the match from Kualibali. Wow, amazing, 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 amazing. Now, who do we go to? Because this defensive work, and now we are going to no other person but the right wing back, Reese of James. Reese James, this guy, even though the game was pretty good for him, he was absolutely amazing. He did a lot of fantastic work, but I just feel that he didn't turn out like the way I wanted him to turn out. Even though he did very well, I saw him in many times in the midfield, sort of like getting into the wings and be able to get more attacking forward. Rhys James didn't do that or last game, but he was very, very good. See him cutting through into the midfield like he was a midfielder. Rhys James had a flat preseason, but when the real action began, he stepped back up. He produced some great crosses Saturday, but it wasn't actually. Uh, Connection was always a problem. Created numerous chances and played both right and left wing back during the match. That's one thing I like about Rhys James because his versatility. Because he can play anywhere in the defense, right wing back, left wing back, a right back, left back, and even center forward, and also in number 4 position. And that game, he really showed class. But hey, I just feel he could have done more, and he could have done more. But because of that, it still doesn't rate say he didn't do well. He did a lot of fantastic work, and I'm still giving him 6.5 out of 10. If you think otherwise, let me know in the comment section because Rhys James can still do more, and I'm waiting to see that beast of a player in him because he always does it and he always do his best. Another one coming from Fillmore Your Highness said, James gets 4 for me. Too poor in the game, 16 crosses, fail 16 crosses and fail all of them. But I am sure he will come back to form. That's exactly what I'm saying. So I look at what he can still play because when you look at the preseason stuff, he wasn't of his best in the preseason. So for him to step up and still do what he did yesterday, on Saturday, I will say that I'm able to give him 6.5 because I know his rate, I know what he's capable of, but I'm still waiting to see that beast we saw in the beginning of last season before he got injured. But mind you, too, he already made it. He's just coming back from injury, so we could just pardon him for that, and he will gain his fitness and gain his confidence. Philemon, Your Highness said, actually, congratulations for 1.8k. Thank you very much, Philemon. Thank you very much. It's how many months now before to reach just 2k, but hey, it's still something. The community is growing and it's growing. Let's see how it will go, Your Highness. So we're still on building and building and building. So thank you very much. And let's continue with Rhys James. Absolutely was not actually all that. Didn't impress me in the game as well. So we will be moving to no other person but who? Because we're still dealing with defenders. Who do you think? Now I think it's just left with no other person but the penalty causer himself, the one who got penalty for Chelsea, the one who got that 3 points for Chelsea, and no other person but Benjamin Chilwell. Chilwell is just last season when he got injured, like we missed him. We miss him in the field. Everyone knows that we miss him. He is James and all that because the kind of momentum they bring into the pitch, the kind of attacking mentality they bring into Chelsea team is absolutely immense. And for him to start the game with that kind of mentality, moving forward, a left wing back who play like he's a striker, and That is one thing I love about Chelsea wing backs. Alonso was just one typical example of a striker. I was even thinking they should make him a striker, sort of a wing back. But Ben Chilwell came on in his first season, was a bit of afraid of moving in, but currently he has a lot of confidence moving in. And in first game in Goodison Park for 5 years, Chelsea haven't won a single game there. And for him to cause that penalty, for Jorginho to just wallop it in was absolutely amazing. And he did a lot of fantastic work. He did a lot of massive work, and hey, it's just what we call Benjamin Chilwell. This is the reason why we miss him so much last season, and this was the reason why we miss him when he got that injury. And hey, patience is needed with Benjamin Chilwell as well because he wasn't all that great. Yes, he wasn't all that great, but he did his best for sure. He just also came back from injury, and the pace wasn't actually there as he used to be. And Goodison Park, the pace, like in the way he used to cover spaces and all that. And we could see Kualibali covered him a lot in that game, and that's why we couldn't see a lot of flops from Benjamin Chilwell or Ben Chilwell. But hey, he won the penalty very, very intelligently for Chelsea, and we had that goal. And for that matter, I'm giving him 6 out of 10 because I still think he can improve. He's just coming back from injury, and anything can still happen. What is your opinions about Ben Chilwell in the back good on Saturday against Everton in Goodison Park? Let me know your opinion as well. And hey, guess what? Who should we go next? Because we are done with the defenders. We need to go to midfield. And in midfield, hey, who should we go first? Because we had a lot of midfielders in there. We had a lot of guys in there who was actually making it possible. But you know what? No other person, but I am going for the one I call midfield general, the overseer of midfield, the overseer of Everton in midfield. He does Everton. When you talk of N'Golo Kante, you talk of a typical of a midfielder who can just prevent an attack, like cut attacks, like put pressure on opponents, like wow. That's why Hazard Sampo named him the rat because you see him everywhere in the pitch and you don't actually know the time he's going to take ball away from you. And right now he also adds scoring into his game and he has been just solid midfielder, and it's very difficult for you to compare any other midfielder with N'Golo Kante because he possessed every iota of midfield this in the game. And I think, hey, Benjamin Kante was absolutely amazing. He was really, really, really amazing in the game. And hey, what's Edward saying? Seven. The seven, is it for Kante or is for Ben Chilwell? Let me know in the comment section as well. Because right now, Kante was just midfielder, the rat of a midfielder, display against one of the best battles in the league. He produced a solid and typical Kante display, absolutely, and he also threatened from midfield, making underlapping runs on the wings to provide another options. He linked well with Sterling in particularly. Absolutely, in the game, he linked very, very well with Sterling and was just getting the ball into for Sterling to run. Sterling runs was absolutely beautiful. And N'Golo Kante, we all know that he is someone currently who is attacking very well in our midfield. And if he's in the midfield, we are just comfortable. And a lot of players are comfortable seeing him in midfield. And I think he was just a mess. He was just absolutely a mess. And hey, let me okay, a lot of comments in. Another one coming in from Edward said was doing most of running. and chasing as usual. Yes, he was the one just doing everything in midfield. And that's why I said there's no midfielder can be compared to him. If you talk of other midfielders, he had a bit of every one of them. So he's just a unique of a midfielder that it will be very difficult if you retire football for the world to see a midfielder like Kante. Philemon, Your Highness said, Kante was average, but he needs to release the ball quick. It takes quick. He takes too many touches, letting the opposition defenders position themselves. So I will give him 5. Yeah, yeah, I get what you said in the game, but you see, when we were playing, like in the game, we weren't having midfielder who could possess the ball for us to actually. You could see like it was just something that I hate about Chelsea, on and off, back, front and back, right and left. Like it was just like that. And he was the only person who could take ball and then just run with their opponents. And sometimes during counter attacks, even though he holds the ball very well, but you look at the attackers, the positions, they don't position themselves quicker for him to release the ball for as quick as possible before they were defenders of the opponent already positioned themselves. And I think he was unique as well. And I'm giving him 7. Believe it or not, Your Highness, this one I'm giving him 7 because when you look at the ending of last season, when he wasn't of himself, he couldn't even perform at such level. Goodison Park, I think he did really, really, really well. 5 is too small for him. And maybe you could have raised it at least to 6, even though we give it without fear or favor. And I like the way you rate him. He needs to improve as well. He needs to do more as well. And I think it's been just N'Golo Kante in the midfield. His absence always costs us a lot. And what do you think? Are we gonna go next? Because we are still in the midfield and we're still in the midfield. So if we go for Golo Kante, it means that the next midfielder should be who? No other person. Tiki taka, one touch, Jorginho. One touch Jorginho. Is, let's say, Chelsea players or Chelsea fans don't respect this guy. A lot of Chelsea fans don't respect this guy, but hey, you need to give him his maximum of respect because this guy is good. When we talk of good, it's not about scoring. It's not about, even though he has his own flops, but in general sense, arriving in Chelsea, he has been absolutely his good or his performance at high level has been better than his flops. All of us will attest to that. And hey, he has been amazing in midfield. When he's not there, Chelsea find it very difficult to possess ball. We all know it. And if he's there, that one touch passes give and he controlled the midfield like something. And I think he has been absolutely amazing. And that game as well, scoring the penalty for Chelsea, another goal at hand was absolutely beautiful. Edward said it was for Kante. Okay, 7 was for Kante. Okay, I understand. So another one coming in from Fillmore, Your Highness said he calms the game, but he ignores the attackers running from behind a lot. Good point. This is absolutely a good point from Fremont. I totally believe that is exactly what he do. He calms the game, he absorbs the pressure, and then be able to control the ball for Chelsea and give like passes. But one thing he always don't watch out for is seeing his strikers movement. That is what he always feel. And I don't understand Jorginho because when he was in Napoli, that was his main, the technical eye he used to see. And since arriving in Chelsea, I only saw him giving that pass twice twice. That was 2 seasons ago with Tammy Abraham. He gave Tammy, or was it that was during Lampard era? With Tammy Abraham, he gave that kind of pass, and also last season he gave the same pass to Kai Havertz. All of them scored that goals. That's the only instant I saw him like doing that magic for himself because when he was Napoli, that was the technical eye that they saw and was we battled with City to get him. We had him because Mauricio Sarri came to Chelsea and brought him along. But let's see what he's going to do because he too still needs to improve. And last game was absolutely beautiful, was absolutely massive. The Brazilian born Italian tempoed certain game was largely disrupted by a dynamic and physical Everton midfield. That is one thing about Jorginho too. In midfield, when you have strong midfielders, they actually disrupt his tempo of the game. But he did his best in cooling the game and also getting that penalty for Chelsea, I think was just beautiful. And I give him 6 out of 10. If you think otherwise, let me know in the comment section and let me know what you think about it. Because Jorginho was just absolutely someone I think could just do a lot for the team. But hey, here is the case. He was just massive, but scoring the winner for Chelsea was just great. So I give him 6 out of 10 in my rating. What do you think? Let me know your comments. Let me know your opinions, your suggestions as well. Because now we are done with the defensive midfielders. We need to move up front because this is where my problem is. This is where exactly I have problems with. Our attacking areas has been poor for so many years. And now just like I was thinking something could change because Raheem Sterling came on. He was absolutely fantastic in the game, but yet we were not able to change our scoring capability as well. But let me know your suggestions and let me know your opinions before we move into guess who is here? Yazid. Yazid Mad Soho said, hi, Ashili. Yes, 3 points for them. Absolutely. 3 points, clean sheet in addition was just class and was just beautiful to see the Blues getting that win in Goodison Park. Remember last season we tried Everton. They had all up us 1 goal to nil, and for 5 years we just couldn't get the 3 points. But hey, Tuchel and the players made it possible on Saturday. Timo Werner has gone and he's gone to RB Leipzig as well. And let's see what is going to happen. And also, let's see what the John situation is going to be. For final, also, they're still on it. Second bid has rejected, and third bid will be going as well. Just need to finish the deal as soon as possible. And also maybe a striker will also be adding. But hey, Amando Brujan is staying at Chelsea. No matter what, Chelsea is happy with him. They are happy with what. And when he came on, we'll still talk about him as well. But just pre-informing you, and let's see the next who is gonna be next after Jorginho. No other person. The guy I always think just was just absolutely be massive and was always consistent for Chelsea. But last game was something that I had different thoughts about him. I had different thoughts about him last season and in the person of Manny Mace. Mason Mount has been absolutely like consistent for Chelsea last season, but hey, I don't know what has gotten to Mason Mount. I don't know he overthinks now. He something is worrying him, or maybe it's just because it's the starting of the season. Even when you look at the preseason, it wasn't all that glitters. But Mason Mount, I always watch out for when it comes to consistency in playing. But I was disappointed on Saturday seeing him not able to give his best as Chelsea, one of the best Chelsea youngsters, and he could not getting all the playing time. And I think hey, he himself maybe probably he will judge himself as well, and he will need to go on and watch the game and try to improve as well. Yazid, my man said, not so good, but we have 3 points. More goals for this coming game versus Spurs. Yeah, Spurs for Spurs, they are in our pocket. Yes, even though they've made a lot of signings, Spurs have made a lot of signings, but Spurs is in our pocket. We are not going to give anything away for Spurs. We need to get that massive 3 points from them Conte is going to do all the massive defending, all the tricky, but in the end, Chelsea is always Chelsea. When it comes to Spurs, we don't actually joke around. They are in our pocket. We have them in our pocket unless something else happen. But hey, money maze in that other game. One of the Mason Mount more anonymous display. So often either Chelsea survive or just a solid performance. He could hardly get into the match away at Everton. Still, he had two shots on goal and his passing was relatively tidy. Was he there was a ball I thought he could just give a pass, but he decided to go for shot, which was blocked. And that was the only way I see Mason Mount trying to do something for himself in that game. And I'm so sorry, Mason. I will be giving him 5.5 out of 10. If you think otherwise, let me know in the comment section because I think Mason Mount disappointed me myself. So I need him to improve more and he need to improve more. Without fear or favor, I give him 5.5. If you think otherwise, let me know in the comment section. Your Highness, Philemon, Your Highness said, the only problem I see with Mason Mount is he underperforms against big teams and rarely turns up in agent situations and lacks V1V. That's what I really think he should be probably be working with. The V1V, Mason Mount is actually very, very poor when it comes to V1V. But let's see what he's going to do about that and let's see how he's going to be improved. Because right now players are coming in and players and now this season Tuchel has no excuse. He needs to, so without fear or favor, he's going to use those who are performing very well, those who can do massively well for sure. So Mason Mount needs to be up with his games, and also there are stories about Hudson-Odoi leaving Chelsea on loan and also permanent deals because a lot of clubs are involved as well. So I didn't actually want this guy to go. Hudson-Odoi, I always want him to excel in Chelsea, but it looks like this season he might be stepping his foot away from Chelsea. But I am not sure. I am not so sure that it could happen, but a lot of stories coming, and I don't want to just go bash into it, and it's not going to be possible. But let's see how things are gonna be. Another one coming in from Jazid, my man said, Mason not his. Mason, not his. So let's see how. So he wasn't. Are you referring to he wasn't like his best? He wasn't at his best in that game. I can probably foresee that one as well. But what do you think? Another one coming in from Yazid Matt said, head Alonso wanna leave Chelsea. Yes, it's already. That's why we have Cucurella. That's why we bought Cucurella, who can play left wing back, who can play central defense, who can play flat four defense, left back for Chelsea. So with in the place of Alonso, I think we don't have problem right now. So is Alonso is already ready. That is 10 million for Barcelona. The deal is 10 million. So he will be moving to Barcelona away from Chelsea. Definitely, he is moving. Absolutely. Another one coming in from Your Highness Philemon said, Connor is very similarly to Mount. So he's referring to Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher is very similar to Mount. They have aggressive pressure and hard working, but lack the vision and technicality, especially as a winger. Yeah, yeah, because when you look at when Connor went to Crystal Palace, he was very, very good playing behind a striker than playing wide. That one there, he was finding it very difficult in playing wide, but was always very, very massive when he is behind a striker, creating spaces for Crystal Palace. But coming to Chelsea, let's see what he can do for Chelsea this season because he has earned it to be there. He has earned it to be because one thing about Premier League is you don't win Premier League with your first 11. You win Premier League with your bench. If you have strong bench, I think you can win. Chelsea last season, a couple of players had injury and the whole team collapsed. the whole team collapsed. And now this time round, I like the way they are buying their players. I like the way we are going into the transfer with it. And Tom Poli will surprise us in first season of ownership if he takes this Premier League, because a lot of teams don't look at Chelsea, but the kind of buying we are buying, you could see the last game that it was absolutely fantastic, fantastic spending that Chelsea did. So money makes sorry 5.5. You need to improve your game. You need to be up and doing, and we will always be here to support you as well. Hey, without fear or favor. Guys, who do you think is gonna be next as well? Because hey, this game is Game of Thrones for everyone, and it's a game that I was probably thinking, giving him the not giving him the opportunity to do what he does best, could have been able to do a lot of things for Chelsea. But hey, I didn't match from him. And hey, Kai had also disappointed me in that game as well. I was probably thinking he could just go in and bang the goals for Chelsea. But this is something that I didn't really see much from Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz was just not the typical Kai Havertz I usually know. And hey, mind you, this is just the beginning. You can't judge the book by the cover. Let's see what is gonna happen in the next few games coming. So Yazi said, hope you take next Chelsea live. Yes, the last game I did it live. We were there with I did it live. So our next game is going to be live as well. So against Tottenham, no joke. It's going to be live, and it's going to be live as well. So you know how we do it. Yes, so come, but the problem is we have issues with our tracker. So there will be at times I might not actually use it. We'll just be on this and using our comments as well and everything. But hey, with Chelsea game, I think it's probably that we need to actually use, because the tracker I tried to contact with them, but I'm not yet. So I'm just using it without contacting, and that is not good for our community as well. So Filmon, Your Highness said, I do not even know what to say about Harvard because he was that invincible. That is what I'm also just talking about. He was absolutely poor on that day as well. I don't know whether the Goodison, this some of these our players when they are playing defensive, when you meet a team that is very defensive, we find it very difficult in creating spaces. I don't even know why. And Kai was someone who needed to show up in this game to just create that spaces. But hey, it was just the same Chelsea we used to know in the last season, unable to score goals, unable to do so many things in the game, and it really wasn't that good at all. Filmon says, sorry, I meant invisible. Yes, I mentioned invisible. So it's absolutely okay, my brother. So it's absolutely okay. So Kai is really someone who disappointed me. A pretty toughless like performance from the Blues target man. The German international saw an early header saved and two further shot, but didn't really come close to scoring. No. It was just the unusual game for Kai Havertz. Was just that is the most poor performance I see Kai Havertz doing, and I don't really blame him that much because it's just the beginning. But let's see if he keep on doing that. Probably I will give him a rating that. But this two, I think I'm giving him 5 out of 10. But he needs to do more. He needs to do more because he was given the nod with Raheem. Because up front, it was only Raheem Sterling that we could see him just on point, doing a lot of stuff for himself and doing much things for himself. But let's see how this is gonna work, and let's see how things are going to work in coming next, because Spurs is going to be our next team, and Spurs have gone into the market heavily, released a lot of players for Conte. If he doesn't want a player, he's supposed to tell you, go, I don't need you, go find a club. And a lot of players have left Tottenham, and he has gone for players he wants. That is what he always wants. So let's see how the game between Spurs is going to be, and their preseason was fantastic. Fillmore, Your Highness said, I even saw Thomas Tuchel making sleeping gestures towards Kai. Yes, I saw that one as well. I didn't know he was referring to Kai, but I thought he was referring to the general all of the players. But if it was Kai, I think yes, it's understandable because in the game he was not just there. He was not just there. Yazi said, "Thanks, Ashili. Hope to see you soon. Bye." Okay, I'll see you soon, Yazid. And hey, remember tomorrow yes the super cup is coming on Real Madrid versus Frankfurt, even though Frankfurt lost 6-0 in the weekend against Bayern Munich. But let's see, this is trophy, so no one is going to give up. But hey, we all know how it will end. Now another one coming in from Philmon, Your Highness, and Havers has to turn up this season because it might just end up like Callum history with Chelsea. Absolutely. You even gone too far. Callum has stayed long in Chelsea than even let's take Timo Werner for instance. He came in the same season with Timo Werner. Timo Werner is moving away once again, so he needs to step up his game. He needs to step up his game because I we all know how talented he is. But hey, I don't know what is really worrying him, but he needs to step up if he's given the opportunity as well. Because if he keep on giving this kind of shambolic performance, he will remain in bench forever. Because we also Lukaku was not able to perform. He was on bench till he left to his he said his mother club, right? Let's see what he will be able to do there because over there the competition is not there. I just think Premier League is too heavy for Lukaku currently. Yazid, my man, said yes. I'm waiting to see Rudiger. Absolutely. I even forgot about Rudiger because of the performance of Koulibaly in the back at Koulibaly. What a player. 30 something million. Wow. Chelsea is doing great. Believe it or not, Chelsea is storming the Premier League with a lot of surprises as well. So, Kai, kudos. Five, go do your work, do hard work, and do hard work, and then work perfectly and come in and implement it into the game. And all of us will be happy because you cannot be happy and we are sad. And all of us cannot be sad equally. So we need to, all of us need to be happy. That's the most important thing. And we indeed, all the players will improve as the season goes along. Because I want players to be fit by the end. I want players to keep their momentum till the end of the season. And how are we gonna do that? We will do that by what? We will do that by just through the selection. There's a lot of going to be changes sometimes as well, which we might not also understand. But Thomas Tuchel will probably understand what he needs to do to keep the team in touch. And guys, who do we go next? Because right now it's just left with no other person but the man himself, the man Tuchel was just yelling for, and the man who was the first signing of Todd Boehly as the ownership of Chelsea, Sterling. What a guy! What an absolute of a guy. Hey, in the upfront, he was the only one I see that determined to do more, determined to do much, determined to get a goal for Chelsea. But hey, the goal didn't really come. The goal didn't really come, but I think he was absolutely amazing. Direct pressure on opponents. So if he get ball, the only thing he think of pressing on the opponent. That is one thing I love about Raheem Sterling. He is not scared fouling. When you foul him, he gets his penalty and all that. So he always get direct ball, just try to move more, put pressure on the opponent. And I think he did it in a start, just that he wasn't able to get a lot of supply. For sure, there was a lot of movement he made. You know, there's still going to be a lot of problems in linkage, but I think Raheem Sterling on Saturday wasn't bad at all. Wasn't bad at all. Let me know your opinions about Raheem Sterling because I think he really did well. He was both a creative force and threatened to score. His link up play with the midfield was excellent, and he looked right at it this in his debut. Remember that was his debut as well in Chelsea jersey in Premier League, and he will still have wanted a goal but was seconds away from scoring after following up Kante's shot to notch early on. He was marginally and rightly called offside, but that is a debut. So we couldn't expect that much from Raheem Sterling. But I think he was absolutely brilliant on that day. Believe it or not, he was absolutely brilliant, and I actually like the way he go about things. What is your opinions about Raheem Sterling? And guess who is here? Your Highness, Fillmore said, I was just waiting for Sterling to get the ball every time because whenever he creates havoc. Whenever he had the ball, he created havoc. Absolutely. And that's one thing I love about him. He is a direct player. He brings the ball to you. If you want, foul him. If you want, take the ball away from him. And I like that such kind of forward players mentality because when you get that kind of players, you always expect more and more, and you are always happy in the game as a fan because you always say, "Go shit." And or goal and the goal stand. But even though he didn't score, but hey, I believe Raheem Sterling will do something in Premier League for Chelsea and also for Tuchel because Tuchel have his reasons and have his way. He was rather out of favor for Pep Guardiola, and Pep Guardiola for me, I think he doesn't want players who like can go above him in the team. So he just need to allow him to go because since last season he has been complaining about playing time and complaining about positioning and all that. But let's see what he will be able to bring to Chelsea. Fillmore, Your Highness said, but he needs to improve finishing and he will be elite. Absolutely. Absolutely. He needs to improve as well because he can't be missing such chances. Remember, he got a particular chance that could have been a goal, but I don't know where the defender came from. I don't. That was the cross from Cucurella, right? Yeah, I didn't know where I didn't know where the Everton defender came from and cleared the ball from Raheem Sterling. But let's see. It's still too early to judge them. It's still too early to. But all in the same, we are excited to have that 3 points with a clean sheet in Goodison Park. But one thing for sure, the performance wasn't 100%. But we still need to improve more. Every player had a flop that day. But so we need to improve much. Even the goalkeeper has flopped on that day, even though he had the clean sheet. But let's see what is going to happen. Now we are done with the first 11. The most interesting part, we are now getting into the most interesting part because the substitutes. Cucurella was inside, in there. Cucurella. This guy seems to amaze me. And also, Armando Brujan, remember, he also came in as a Chelsea striker. And let's see how impact they made in the game when they came on. Another one coming in from Your Highness, Fillmore. I think Ashili, that one was harsh. The defender blocked impressively. Like I didn't know where the defender came from. Like the defender, because it was nearly a goal for Raheem Sterling, and the defender just came. And I knew the goalkeeper could not do anything about it. I knew the goalkeeper could not do anything about it. But Raheem Sterling was it was just I don't know where the defender came from. Really, really. But I was so excited for Raheem Sterling. Absolutely, he could have netted that goal. He didn't delay, but I just feel like, but let's see. It's too early. It's too early. It's too early. So, guys, who should we go with? Cucurella came on in the game. Cucurella came on. Guys, what was your? I don't know whether we have. Is it been updated or no? It's not yet updated. So Cucurella, let me see how we can do, because it's absolutely massive. Cucurella, Brighton Cucurella, now Chelsea Cucurella. What a player and what a master architect of a player this guy is. And I think he is just one of a kind. One of a kind. One of a kind. Cucurella. This guy came. He's guys. What am I going to even say? I just feel like when I saw his game, I didn't understand why Chelsea could get like, how am I even going to put it? I didn't understand why Chelsea could get, like Chelsea could pay such amount with Cucurella, but I think it was just fantastic. It was just when he came on. I One thing I saw with him, or one thing I saw was just, what do you call it? I just saw a new Marcelo, some kind of Marcelo features. You look at how he was, like, he was confident with the ball. You look at how he was so confident with the ball. You look at how his crosses, like, was absolutely amazing. I think we have new Marcelo in him, like some kind of Marcelo features in him, and believe it or not, this guy is going to be elite. Cucurella came on and was absolutely massive, and was massive in the game as well. His direct running out of position at wing back almost saw him with one on one, only to be pulled down by, Vitali. Is it Miolinko? Yeah, Vitaly Miolinko pulled him. Other than that, was just going to be superb. If Chelsea don't sign a new right side defender, their home ground star will find himself a wing back far more often. But the right wing back, they will get it. We'll get, because we're still talking with, what's the name, Fofana. Fofana will still come as well, and I think Cucurella was just absolutely massive. He did very well. What are your thoughts with Cucurella in that game? Because I think he really did very well when he came on. He was just a display guy. He came on like, 75th minute. Yeah, 75th minute in the game. He produced his usual high intensity display with the intelligent movement to produce, like, underlapping. He just crossed the ball and down this center, and it was just great. He almost produced a glorious, low cross assist for Sterling, but the shot was brilliantly blocked. That was what I was telling you. I was absolutely this guy. I think he's going to be a great player. And for me, he's when he came on, the kind of game, or the kind of football he displayed, was just beautiful and was just absolutely massive. And I think I will give him 7 out of 10. If you think otherwise, let me know in the comment section, and let me know what you really think as well, because he was absolutely massive. And hey, the other person, who do you think we could probably be going with? Because hey, the man himself, the man I always call a fighter. Yes, the man I always call a fighter was also in there as well. And believe it or not, he came on. He came on. I always call him fighter, not because he fights, but because of his the way he was able to find himself into the first 11 of Chelsea, and no other person but Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Loftus-Cheek came on, was absolutely, you know how he played his ball. He also overhauled the ball. Was also like sometimes I like him, but this time round it's like some of I don't know how to, but he was very, you know, he's also so direct. This thing, like to dribble, like to possess the ball, but play when you are playing against a team like Everton, you need to be very solid, and you need to be able to hold on to the ball because they have a strong defenders. They also have strong midfielders. Ruben Loftus-Cheek didn't really impress me that much when he came on, like Cucurella, as I said, but he did very well in the midfield phase. Absolutely, he did very well in the midfield phase as well. But let's see how this is going to be. And in the right wing, as I said, if we don't get a right wing back, he will be turned to a right wing back, like to be playing with Rhys James as well. So let's see how this is going to work out. Let's see how things are going to. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I think generally he didn't, but I will give him 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10 is, I think, is almost okay as well. So next person that we'll be going to is who? Guess who? Is no other person but our main man, our number 10, Christian Pulisic. Pulisic also came on later in the game and was absolutely massive. And when he came on the Brujan, they actually show us that the striking phase was just okay, and was they could just improve more in the striking phase. And Pulisic was absolutely fueled by his usual frustration at being left on the bench. The US captain put a lot of energy into his side attack. He had a shot just over in the 89th minute. He did really well to win a free kick when Chelsea were hanging on to victory in the 89th minute after long punt upfield. Guys, Pulisic really impressed me, and he really did very well. And I think he has been absolutely amazing. And I'm just waiting to see him do that great job for sure. But hey, we will see what is really gonna happen. And I give him 6 out of 10. If you think otherwise, let me know, and let me know what you really think. And the last person, but not the least, the last person, but not the least, is Amando Jan. Amando Bruja. Amando came on, I think he came on, he looked typically like a striker, and hey, I always say it gives this boy a chance because he has been for several times. He has proven himself worthy of being a striker. He just needs the playing time. He just needs to play more game, and he just needs to play more game. And when Bojan came on, was fantastic as usually, but hey, he produced a skillful dribble in the 88th minute to offer a brief look into his direct ability to drive at a defense. He was something he excelled at on loan at Southampton. His header on target was also safe in the 96th minute of the game. So I think Amando Bojan was just absolutely class. And when he came on, he showed really that like we need him in Chelsea, and he has just made it quite a better time for himself. Then I give him 6 out of 10. If you think otherwise, let me know in the comment section. Guys, loud and behold, I think, hey, this is just as well. And hey, What do you think? If you think otherwise, let me know in the comment section. I said a lot of transfer news might be coming on your way. I wanted to bring you the transfer news of Timo Werner, Alonso, and the rest, but I need to get every information before we could do that. And thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for watching. And it was your player rating Chelsea. If you think otherwise, smash it in the comment section. Let me know your opinions as well. And see you when tomorrow in the Super Cup. The Super Cup is coming on your way tomorrow, and we are going to do watch along with the Super Cup as well, and you will join us as well. Let me know what you really think about the player rating. Whether we should extend it to the other team because I'm planning of extending it to the other team. Eddie could have joined me, but hey, he was busy and I just needed to catch it up. Well, I was supposed to do it yesterday, but due to time unavailability, we couldn't do it. So I thought it wise that we do it today and make it clear for everyone. And see you tomorrow in the Super Cup. And go watch the videos we upload as well. Bye.